Hello Wargamers, it's me Callum from Tabletop Banter, and today I'm going to do a little video on homemade terrain. Not showing you how I made it, probably walking you through the steps, and why I think it's quite cool to make homemade terrain. Now, anyone who's actually played a game of 40k, which I'm sure most of you have, will know that terrain makes the game. You can get more involved in the game, and it also, like cover saves and stuff like that. It makes it more tactical and much more interesting to look at. I mean, imagine just playing on a blank table compared to playing on a table with ruins or other terrain pieces on the board. So I'm going to run you through a few pieces I've made. Being a student, I don't have a lot of money available to me, so I have to be pretty resourceful when it comes to making terrain. I probably wouldn't use this if I was doing like a proper shiny battle report or anything for this page, which I'm hoping to get some done in the summer, so that can be exciting. But what I would use it for are games with great small games with my friends, or if like a specific type of game came up where I wanted a specific type of scenery that I have made anyway. So I've got a few pieces here with me, and I'll probably take you through them one by one. So I'll start with the first piece of homemade terrain I made. 2 bunkers made out of a ginger beer can. Now, there were lots of things I could have done differently, but I haven't. This was supposed to be a quick project, and it took a little too long, so I got frustrated. And so they look all right from the top. I mean, the shapes are okay as well. It's just I wish I'd done something a little different on the front. And the back's okay. I like the back, but this could have done with some kind of door arrangement or some camo nets or anything. And also, if I'd used thicker card, because I don't know how clear it is on there. But that kind of looks like I have funny eyes. But you can see it's bowing a bit in the middle, which does make it stick up at the ends, which can be a bit frustrating. But still, quite simple. Got the 2 ginger beer cans, cut out a nice different shaped card, so it's not a big square, it's kind of an odd shape. And then, first thing I did was take these 2, and I tried so many types of glue. I super glue. I think I put down a big blob of Pritt stick as well, but that didn't work, obviously. And then I got out a hot glue gun that I think was a pound or something, and that worked a treat. So I've hot glue gunned it down, and then I based the whole thing with my grey primer. Got PVA glue, slapped it on there, started pouring sand on, and then I did the base as well. And then my painting was a layer of ushabti bone. So I don't know how clear that is. It could have stuck with regular sand, but for some reason, if you use regular sand, it doesn't look like real sand on buildings. So I was like, okay, that's going to take a little extra then. So ushabti bone for the first layer. Then I dry brushed on some a Ministratum grey, just to like layer down a dull dry brushing layer for some white. So the last layer was some white scar just over the top to give it that extra bit of texture. And then the whole bottom of the thing was done in white because it was supposed to be bunkers on Kakairos, which is a snowy planet. So to keep in tune with my my backstory, I went like that. So that's one piece of terrain you can do. It's really simple. You see, I just used a back of a dice packet there. So I think that costs practically nothing, and it looks all right. It looks okay enough on a table to blend in with terrain. So this one might actually be used in future battle reports. Next up, we have this. Now, it's a ginger beer can, ginger beer bottle. You can tell I have a particularly favourite fizzy drink, but I'm going to take you each one of these separately. So here, I made a plasma generator. I don't know how clear that is, but that's the look I was going for there. It's quite obviously the top of a bottle. I mean, that gives it away. But for a cheap solution, I think it looks really cool. I mean, again, this was pretty much free because I was going to have the drink anyway, so I just cut the bottle in half and used the top half to make this plasma generator. So how I did this was grey primer again, a black base coat everywhere, and then I did bolt gun for this part, and you can see all those individual lines of grooves already on the bottle, so that made it much easier. It gave it something else instead of just this big blue ribbon. So I don't know how clear it is on the camera. I don't think it's that clear, but in person you can see it more, how the rods, the silver rods, are slightly more defined. So I did this black, and then I did this big blue ribbon down the middle for the plasma inside the generator, and then I did the bolt gun extra bits. And then after that, I dry brushed bolt gun for some weathering, washed the whole thing in black just to tone it down a bit. And then I based it in sand. It was stuck to the cardboard again with hot glue gun because nothing else seems to stick anything at all, and it fills in gaps quite nicely too. So yeah, plasma generator for half a ginger beer can. And here we have a mini Bastian. Tried making windowsills out of hot glue, half worked. Well, I mean, it's okay, it's not amazing. And then grey primer, and then straight in with an Administratum grey dry brush, and then a white dry brush, white scar, and based in sand again. It's obviously not a Bastian in terms of its full size, so if you were going to use it as a building, you'd have to come up with some custom rules, like instead of armour 14, it's armour 12 all around or something. I have put in a base up there, and my reason being, you can mount turrets on it. So I thought that would be kind of interesting, like a turret-mounted Bastian. I don't know what you do for points. This would be for a custom scenario, or just for regular terrain in a regular terrain game. But if you're going to use the Bastian rules, it would have to be some custom rules, just to keep it interesting. But I thought it'd be quite cool. I had half a bottle line on my desk because I made this one first, and then I was just like, oh, do you know what would be really cool? If I just turn this into something as well. And I had it lying upside down. I was like, that kind of looks like a castle bit. And I was like, okay, Bastian, that'll do. So again, it didn't really cost me anything apart from the hot glue, which I think was like £1 for a rod, for like 5 rods or something silly. So it wasn't expensive. And you could sit it on a table and it wouldn't look hideous. I mean, obviously, if you look at it, it's not a Bastian. You can look at it in detail. Okay, that's not actually a Bastian. But part of 40k is using your imagination, so why not let it stretch into the buildings as well? And it's fun to build. I like making terrain. A lot of people are like, oh, I haven't got the time for that. And it's like, well, I feel invested in my hobby when I make something like this. Okay, anyone who's played the game Dawn of War is going to recognise this as a Necron power generator. Found this old tubing lying around the house, so I was like, right, I'm going to cut it up. And I only just got around to painting it today, which is what reminded me to make this video. So the thing here is you can't spray this because it's made of that foam stuff that just disintegrates when you spray it. So I had to base coat it in black, and then I did moot green inside the grooves, and then I dry brushed moot green around the outside to give that kind of glowing effect. And then I dry brushed the black areas with bolt gun. It really simple. It took me hardly any time at all, and it could be an objective marker, it could be a plasma generator specific objective marker, or just a bit of terrain lying around if you're a Necron player. I only did it because it really the shape reminded me so much of the thing on the game, and I was really into Dawn of War 1 at the time, so I decided that I'd make this as well. And the last notable bit of terrain I made is for Maelstrom of War missions, objective markers, and numbered on the inside too, because I think that's really cool. I've taken this to Games Workshop a couple of times, and I've actually been complimented by the staff and my opponents each time I've used them for being really creative, and they actually look really good on the battlefield as well, because they're kind of concrete blocks. So same system, almost the same system as the bunkers, except I just did a dry brush with Ushabti bone instead of basing it in Ushabti bone, so you cover it in sand. And to get that dice on the inside, a bit of super glue on the front of it, and then just drop it in with some pliers. And this is using plastic shot glass, which a friend of mine got from a big pack from Tesco, and I bravely asked if I could have some. He's like, Callum, you don't really drink that much. I was like, it's for modelling. Anyone who actually does stuff like that will know their response is, okay. So picked up 6. Obviously there are 6 numbers on the die, so I had 6 dice lying around this size. Thought perfect. So yeah, turn them upside down, turn the thing facing that way, stuck it down, and now I have 6 of these nice little objective markers that look great on a table instead of just using a coin. Or I know people who write impermanent marker on like casino chips. So it's just a low cost way of doing it, and it's better than just looking at a dice. So that's just a quick little look at some homemade terrain that I've done, and I'm hoping it inspires you to give it a go yourself. Like, you don't have to do exactly what I've done. Be creative. I mean, that's the beauty of making a homemade terrain. You know what you want it to look like, and you can imagine it better than I can tell you how to do something. So just have a go. It's much better than playing on a blank table, and it's much cheaper than buying Games Workshop terrain. Although there are other alternative terrain sales websites that I will be looking to buy from for proper battle reports that I'll hopefully be recording over the summer. So keep tuned for that, because I'm really hoping to get all the stuff together for that. It's exciting because now that I've played a few games, I want to keep playing, and to have you guys see it with me is probably a good idea. And I know that they can be quite popular videos, so you need to make what the people want, because that's how you grow your channel. So that's my plan, is to have a go at a couple of battle reports this summer. And you might see some homemade terrain, probably not so much. I'm hoping to get some actual terrain in. But I might just do one with homemade stuff. We'll see. So yeah, please like and subscribe and comment below as to what you thought about the terrain. If there's anything you've done, maybe send me some pictures or something on my email address, which is on the blogspot blogspot page under Contact Us, so you can get in contact with Twitter or an email. I'd love to see what you do, and then I could probably put together some kind of blog post around other people's homemade terrain, which would be really great. I'd love to do that. I want to get as many of you guys involved as possible, because having a community is one of the things I love about wargaming, and to be able to bounce ideas off each other is great for me, and hopefully great for you too. So yeah, leave comments below, and subscribe and like the video, because that helps me grow too. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Callum from Tabletop Banter. Have fun.